Dear students, welcome to another lecture on quality control. Today, let us discuss about Poka-Yoke technique or Poka-Yoke mechanism. See, Poka-Yoke is a Japanese term. The meaning of this term is mistake proofing. Poka-Yoke is derived from two Japanese words. One is Poka, that means unintentional or accidental mistake or error, or you can simply say mistake. Poka means mistake. And another word is yokeru, that means avoiding, that means error avoiding. And how is it pronounced? Poka-Yoke. Some people pronounce it Poka-Yoke, Americans and Europeans. But anyway, the pronunciation is like this, Poka-Yoke. Okay. See, sometimes we call foolproofing. Something should be foolproof. So the concept of foolproofing process, this has been around for many years, but Japanese engineer Dr. Shigeo Shingo, this person invented the concept of Poka-Yoke in 1960s. Now how many years have passed? 40 and 20, almost 60 years have passed. Okay, as part of the Toyota production system. Okay, he says so many of these quality, these techniques that we are seeing, have originated in Japan. Okay, so this also was invented by a Japanese engineer, Dr. Shigeo Shingo. Okay, you see, actually it was originally called Poka-Yoke. The meaning of Poka-Yoke is fool-proofing or idiot-proofing. Fool is what? Who is a fool? Who is an idiot? Is a fool. Okay, but they thought Japanese workers may take offense. They may feel bad about it. You see, suppose somebody does a mistake and we call them idiot. How they will feel? Okay, nobody feels good about being called as idiot or fool. So therefore, instead of calling it Poka-Yoke, they changed the name slightly and started calling it Poka-Yoke. Poka-Yoke means mistake proofing. Poka-Yoke means fool proofing. But are they different? They are almost the same. You see, they're the same thing, but only that because the workers feel bad by when you call this term foolproof, or idiot proof. That means in that case, if somebody has committed mistake, then he becomes idiot like that. So nobody will like calling himself as idiot. So anyway, they changed it to Poka-Yoke instead of Poka-Yoke. Okay, now Poka-Yoke is a method of preventing errors. You see, this is not a big great technique. You see, these are just a common sense small efforts on the parts of the workers. Poka-Yoke is a method of preventing errors by preventing the operation to be performed in the wrong way and forcing the correct completion of the operation. That means what? Even by mistake also you should not commit the mistake. Even a fool should not commit a mistake. Even if an idiot is given that work, he should not be able to do it. Okay, you see, such devices are called as Poka-Yoke devices. Now if you say Poka-Yoke device, what do you mean? It is a mechanism which either prevents a mistake from being made or makes a mistake obvious at a glance. The moment you see, you will know. You see, let us see here. Now here I put some images which are Poka-Yoke in action. Now here is a wash basin. We all know wash basin, but there is a small hole near the top of the basin. Now this is provided for the water to drain in case there is an overflow in the basin. Okay, many times we may have seen it, but we don't know. We didn't know. You see, this is because of the Poka-Yoke. You see, otherwise, no, if that is not there, the water will flow from the sink on all sides. Okay, now this is one example of Poka-Yoke. Another example is here. See the pen drive. When we insert pen drive in the computer, you see, only one way it can be inserted. You cannot turn it 180 degrees and try to insert. You cannot insert. You see, that means what? Whoever inserts, a small child inserts, or an elder inserts, or a sane person inserts, or a fool inserts. Anybody inserts, he can insert only in one way. So this is a foolproof system. Some of the things are not like that. Only when people started thinking that they should make systems foolproof, then they invented like this. Okay, they found it. These are all small changes. They don't require much investment and spending of money and other things. See, now another example here. Car fuel door. You see, sometimes you go to the petrol pump. See, this is the car. On the back side, you have this door. When you open, you see, it will some of the cars outside it will be written, some inside it will be written, this is diesel. You see, just by attaching a sign, you will know which type of fuel goes into it, because some of the cars earlier, we used to clearly know this is a petrol car, this is a diesel car, but nowadays it is not so obvious. Some cars run on petrol, some run on diesel. So these petrol pump workers, they don't know which type of fuel you should put. You cannot put diesel in petrol cars. Then your engine will not work. Okay. So if you put a sign there, diesel, so the worker will know, oh, diesel only we should put here. See, the car owner can always tell, but he cannot tell every time that he goes to the petrol pump. He will just go and stop in front of the petrol pump, and sometimes the car drivers or the owners they won't even get down from the car and they fill it. Okay, but by mistake, if a wrong fuel inserted, how it will be. That's why if you write there, they will see that here we have to pour diesel. Okay, so just by writing, you see, this is a Poka-Yoke. Okay, now another thing, washing machine dryer. Here you see, the one is the wash tub, the other is a dryer tub. In the dryer tub, after washing is over, you put the clothes in the dryer tub, and then you spin it. You spin the dryer. See, it will spin, and the water in the clothes will drain off because of the because of the centrifugal action. Okay, and you see here the dryer of the washing machine will work only when the door is closed. The moment you open it, it will stop. You see, a sensor is given like that. Why it is given? For a precaution, sometimes small children and others, if it is running and they put their hand or head or something, the accident may take place. So that's why they don't want to. Okay, so these are some of the examples of Poka-Yoke devices. Okay, now Shingo, the person who invented this, he writes, the causes of defects lie in workers' errors. The defects are the result of neglecting those errors. It follows that mistakes will not turn into defects if the workers' errors are detected and eliminated. So if we are able to detect the um, we are able to discover the workers errors and eliminate, then defects won't occur. That's what Shingo says. Okay, Poka-Yoke, it gives warnings, or it prevents, or it controls the wrong action. So it is suggested that the choice between two should be made on the basis of behavior in the process. You see, occasional errors may warrant warnings. You see, like putting petrol or diesel, such things are just as a warning. It's like, or sometimes, we say this is hot or this is danger, like that. Some warning we give, okay? Or whereas frequent errors, impossible to correct by warrant a control, impossible to correct may warrant a control Poka-Yoke. Okay, that means you should not, nobody should be allowed to do in the opposite way. Okay, like that. So Poka-Yoke is a low cost, highly effective way to reduce mistakes and boost quality. So it is applicable for any company, or you can say all companies, all industries, and all technologies. So this Japanese concept of Poka-Yoke, it is oriented for finding and correcting problems which are close to the source. The place you are, there itself you find out what are the mistakes, and you apply this Poka-Yoke and find and correct the defects caused by those errors. Okay, then generally this technique is used in manufacturing process, but also initially most of the things start as manufacturing in the manufacturing plants, but afterwards it will be adapted to other things also. Now it is much wider, it has much wider use in offices also, uh, for ordering and invoice processing, for hospitals, for medicine dispensing. Sometimes these medicines should not, wrong medicine should not be given to wrong patient, another the patients. So for that also you can use some Poka-Yoke mechanism by which the medicine, only the right medicine can be given to that patient. In aircrafts for maintenance also, and so many things you can use, even in your household applications also, in the house, in the houses we can use. See, the concept of Poka-Yoke involves either one or both of the following two features. What are they? It controls in the product or process to prevent occurrence of errors. That means some controls we are introducing in the product itself or in the process itself, so that the errors are not occurred. Like, pen drive cannot be inserted in the wrong way. And similarly, our 3-pin plug, in the electric plug that we put, that cannot be put in the reverse direction. There is only one way that you can insert it. Even our computer, the power cable, it will be, you cannot insert in the other way. Okay, like that. You introduce controls in the product or in the process, so that the errors won't occur at all. Otherwise, another thing is, it requires simple and inexpensive inspections, like for detecting the errors at the end of each successive operation, to discover and detect the errors at source. Okay, so either you make a device that a control in the you incorporate controls in the product, so that the errors won't take place. Otherwise, after every operation, you some simple inexpensive inspection you incorporate. Okay, like that. Now importance of Poka-Yoke. Poka-Yoke helps people and processes to work right the first time. First time itself we have to work correctly. Okay, Poka-Yoke refers to techniques which make it impossible to make mistakes. Like, our pen drive is impossible to put the other way unless you break it. Okay, so Poka-Yoke techniques can drive defects out of products and processes and substantially improve the quality and reliability. Okay, see, the quality also is improving, and as well as reliability also is improving by Poka-Yoke techniques. Okay, why? Because we are uh, driving the defects out of the products and processes. Okay, Poka-Yoke can also be used to fine-tune improvements. Improvements that you have made, they can be fine-tuned. That means, they can be further made simple and easy to adapt to the things using Poka-Yoke. The use of simple Poka-Yoke ideas, the methods in the product and processes design can eliminate both human and mechanical errors. As a human being, we commit so many mistakes. Okay, see, such mistakes and mechanical mistakes, all these things can be eliminated. Okay, Poka-Yoke does not need to be costly. You see, most of the Poka-Yoke things are cheap, simple ideas, common sense, and just if you apply your brain to it, you will come out, oh, this is the way we should do it. You cannot insert the other way. That's what you will know. Okay. Okay. Now, next, principles of Poka-Yoke. Okay, there are 6 mistake proofing methods. One is elimination. So this elimination, this method, this eliminates the possibility of error by redesigning the product so that the task or part is no longer necessary. See, here an example is given: product simplification or part consolidation, which avoids error. By mistake also the error should not come. Okay, that is elimination. Then second is replacement. So according to this, a more reliable process can be considered to improve the consistency, like using of robotics or automation, so that these human errors can be eliminated. Because see, man can be tired, machines or robots, they won't be tired. See, but if a man is tired, he will commit mistakes. Okay, such things, you replace human being with robots or automation. Then automatic dispensers or applications to ensure the correct amount of material. You see, like the bankers, bank clerks in the banks. They used to count manually the money. Nowadays we brought counters. Just you put it there, it'll count 100 notes, or 50 notes, whatever it shows. You see, now we have eliminated the human counting with the machine counting. You see, now human is replaced by the machine there. So this is the replacement. Then third is prevention. This method makes the use of modern or automatic devices so that it is impossible to make a mistake at all, like limit switches, to assure that the part is correctly placed before the process is performed. There are some limit switches. If you have observed on the lathe machine or milling machine, these beds are moving. After they can move to the left or to the right, up to a certain limit. Afterwards, when they cross a limit, the table itself will go and press one limit switch. So there, it stops. See. And unique connectors to avoid misconnecting wires or cables. You see, misconnecting means, suppose, even if you're having 3 colored pins, the 3 pins are there to be inserted, you always choose different colors. You see, suppose the plug and socket, there both are red, you will know that red will go into red and black will go into black, or blue will go into blue. You see, That way, you know, you are using unique so that you are preventing hmm, the mistakes. This is prevention. Then facilitation, fourth one. Fourth principle is facilitation. Facilitation makes use of techniques and combining steps to make work easier to perform. It uses techniques or combining steps to make the work easy. Okay, like this also, for example, visual controls including color coding, marking or labeling parts to have correct assembly. Suppose two parts are to be joined. You see, on the two parts, same color if you put, you will know that these two should come together. On other side, you keep a different color. You see, the color coding, you will know. Okay, like that, you facilitate the things. You make use of some technique by which the work will be easier. Okay, then detection. Fifth principle is detection. This method involves identifying an error before the further processing occurs. Now you have to identify the mistake, error, that before you do machining or any process on that. Okay, so that the user can quickly correct the problem. Example, sensors in production process to identify when parts are incorrectly assembled. See, some sensors you can put so that if it is wrongly assembled, immediately you will be able to identify it. You will be able to detect it. Okay, that there's some error, something is gone wrong. You can know. Okay, that's why it earlier in the olden days everything used to be symmetric on every side. But nowadays it's not like that. You see, if it is symmetric, by mistake, you can assemble the other way also. So nowadays it is better to keep it asymmetric. That means not symmetric, so that you will know which is the correct way of assembling. Okay. So this detection is the principle which involves identifying how to correctly how to quickly correct the problems, how to easily process the things. Okay, then sixth is mitigation. Mitigation means reduction. Okay, this method seeks to reduce and minimize the effects of errors. You see, sometimes errors cannot be avoided, but even if unavoidable errors are there, the damage that happens should be minimal. Say like that. For example, fuses are, we in the electric fuses and other things. So when the high voltage comes, what your fuse will be there. This fuse, when overload comes, it fuses. That means it disconnects the supply from the main lines to your machines. Ideally, mistake proofing should be considered during the development of a new product to maximizing mistake proofing opportunities. Otherwise, if once the product is designed and the product is selected, then scope of applying mistake proofing opportunities like prevention, facilitation, detection, mitigation can gets limited. Okay, see, all these things not the design stage itself. If you think about it now, see, actually, if you give a thought to it, if you apply your mind to it, you will find from that viewpoint. If you look at the problem from that viewpoint, you will come out with solutions. Okay, only because we don't think about it, only when we don't plan look at the problem from that point of view. Oh, that even mistakes should not happen. Okay, so, because we don't think, only we don't devise Poka-Yoke devices. Otherwise we can always devise. You see, sometimes in the bedrooms and other things, sometimes the small the plug points, you know, are at just our knee level or at the bed level. Okay, because sometimes small children can go insert their fingers inside. Now that is also a Poka-Yoke only. You see what they do? They put some plastic, plastic piece there, so that unless you lift that by some means, push it up, this plug cannot be inserted. So by default, those holes are closed. Only when you bring some pen or some screwdriver or a tester or something, and you insert, then only you'll be able to insert your plug. You see, it's like that. Okay, so if you give an idea, thought to it, you can always incorporate Poka-Yoke into everything. Okay, next. Key steps of Poka-Yoke. Poka-Yoke is, here there are 6 steps. Select the troublesome area of the facility of interest. You see, wherever you want to implement, you first select that area. Actually, when you are inserting, when you want to use Poka-Yoke in your workplace, you see where more problems are there. That is the troublesome area. And then you go and ask the workers what are the common mistakes that you commit, and you make a list of it. Okay. Okay, they will give you a list. Then for listing, they can use Pareto analysis. We have studied Pareto analysis before. Okay, so that they'll be able to say which are the mistakes which have maximum effect upon our quality. So bigger problems, you can take first. Okay, that's for that Pareto analysis you can use. Then workers should rank the errors on the basis of their importance and impact on the process and the environment. So you have to rank it. For ranking itself, we are using Pareto technique, and the workers also can rank. Okay, then Poka-Yoke devices should be developed. Anybody can develop. Workers themselves can give suggestions, or their they can consult with their engineering staff or their design staff, and they can do some discussion or some brainstorming, and they can come out with some devices, Poka-Yoke devices. And then it should be implemented. When you are implementing, it should whoever are responsible as implementation team should analyze the errors and analyze what frequency these errors come, and what is their cost of those errors. Okay, and then they can think of implementing the Poka-Yoke method, because if many problems are there, it is better to tackle the highest ranked error or mistake. Okay, so these are the key steps of Poka-Yoke. Then mistakes which humans commit, 10 types of human mistakes. Mostly when they are assembling a component, or when they are performing an operation, these mistakes may happen. Why mistakes come? It can be because of the forgetfulness. They forget. Man can forget. Machine may not, computer may not forget, but man can forget. Okay, so forgetfulness. Then misunderstanding. That means we didn't understand the instructions properly. The worker didn't understand the instructions properly. You said something, and he understood something else. That is misunderstand. Then wrong identification. So many times people will be saying, what is in the name, what is in the name? But even name also, if you know the names properly, afterwards life will be easier, simpler. Sometimes from the childhood we start committing mistakes by learning the things the wrong way. We don't call the things by their right names. And because of that, when we are talking about one thing, when the teacher is talking about one thing, they'll be imagining something else, because they all their life long they have been calling up. So okay, so these are the things: forgetfulness, misunderstanding, wrong identification, then lack of experience. Yeah, this is a mistake, even you don't have experience, you may commit. Then willfully ignoring the rules, willfully ignoring. Sometimes, mischievous people, playfully. That's why, these children and adolescents are not normally not allowed to work in companies. Okay, because there is childishness, mischievousness. They won't be serious. Okay, then carelessness may be another mistake by which humans commit. Careless. Okay, then slowness. They are slow and lethargic, because of lack of interest. Okay, slowness. Then lack of standardization. If the process, lack of standardization is there in the parts or in the procedures, because of that also mistakes may come. And surprise may be another element by which mistakes can come. Unexpected machine operations. This person who is an operator, he doesn't know, if something suddenly happens, and machine surprisingly behaves in a different way. Okay, what to do? He doesn't know. So at that time mistakes may happen. And the 10th one is intentional. Intentional means, purposefully, for sabotage, for the purpose of damaging and destroying, teaching. Some people want to teach a lesson to their employer, or they want to damage the company's property. Okay, they want to break the tools or materials. Sometimes, some people, because they have anger against somebody, they may do these things. Okay, so that is some sabotaging or intentionally damaging. Okay, so these are the 10 mistakes humans do, which you should try to overcome. Okay, now let us see about the advantages of Poka-Yoke. Poka-Yoke, results in reduction in wastage and associated machining, as non-conforming material is identified at each stage rather than an inspection between several pairs of stages. You see, it is not that at the end of all the processing we are going to measure, or only at selected stages we are measuring, but every operator, because he is considering Poka-Yoke, the moment something has happened, he'll be able to detect, and therefore see, further machining on those products is stopped, because the part is already damaged. There is no point in doing further operations on that part and wasting machine hours and man hours. Okay, then reduction of waste in the system leads to reduction in inventory holdings. Now waste is avoided means what? That you need not buy so much of raw material, because everything is brought into use. It is no wastage is there. Suppose earlier, out of 100 pieces, every 100 pieces, 10 pieces are going waste. Now because waste is reduced. So see, now if all the 100 pieces are turning out to be products, you're saving 10% of the things. Okay, like that. Then extended life machines is possible. Sometimes extended life machine, the machine's life also will increase. If the production is set for a specific production rate, then the machines will always produce good quality products. This avoids unnecessary run of machines during production of defective parts. You see, now defective parts and other things you are not producing. You see, if you assume that 10 parts out of every 100 are spoiled, then you have to machine 110 to get 110 or 111 something you have to machine. Then only you will get 100 pieces correctly. But if you are using Poka-Yoke, and you are more conscious of all these things, and if you turn out everything, all the first 100 pieces itself you have to manufacture. Therefore your machines are running less, so they will be able to produce good quality products. The more you use, more errors and other things may creep into this thing, because everything has a life. Okay, number of years of service. Okay, when I say life, I mean that. Okay, then improvement in customer satisfaction levels. The moment quality is improved, customer satisfaction level increases. Okay, then fifth one is improvement in employees relationship, because Poka-Yoke encourages more involvement of operators. You see, the more involvement of the operator means worker is given importance. So if any person, if he is given importance, he will feel happy, and because of that he will have good relations with others. Then less implementation cost. Poka-Yoke, this is one advantage with Poka-Yoke. We need not spend great amounts of money for implementing Poka-Yoke. Now let us see about the limitations. Poka-Yoke increases the time of inspection, because every place you're with the point of view of Poka-Yoke, if you are saying some time, maybe more time may be required. Okay, so see, actually once workers are all trained, they won't need so much time. The moment they see, they will know. Okay, anyway, in the long run, increased time of inspection does not mean reduced cost of scrap. That is one thing. Just because we are inspecting, it may not reduce the scrap. Okay, your it depends upon the quality of machines and the quality of workers and quality of the raw material also. Okay, all those things. Okay, and the process, the parameters that you are using, at what speeds you are running, what feeds you are running, what depth of cut you are taking, all those things, it depends. Okay, then in short term there will be a sharp increase in cost of scrap materials. There will be a sharp increase in cost of scrap materials. I don't know why this increase in cost of scrap material comes. Okay, but they are listing it like that. Okay, so we have to give it a thought to it to understand this point. Okay, anyway, let us see the last thing, characteristics of Poka-Yoke. Characteristics is capable of being used all the time by all workers. Anybody can implement Poka-Yoke. Okay, then usually installed with low implementation cost. For Poka-Yoke, it doesn't require a big amounts of money. Then Poka-Yoke provides instantaneous feedback, prevention and correction. All these things immediately, instantly, because we are not big things are not being implemented. Okay, therefore instantaneous feedback you will get, whether it worked or not. You immediately will know whether something is prevented or not, some correction is made or not. Everything you will know instantaneously. The instantaneous means at that moment you will know. Okay, then if a component is not having the correct shape or form, then the production process should detect it before performing any operation on the component. See, if anything is out of shape, out of form, you should be able to by the help of Poka-Yoke, you should be able to detect. Okay, so these are the various things. For examples, we have shown you some of the figures where Poka-Yoke is used. I showed you these 4 things. This wash basin, pen drive, and car fuel door, and washing machine dryer. Here I have shown the semi-automatic washing machine, even fully automatic machine also. The moment you open the door, it stops. The dryer won't be running. Okay, so this is about the Poka-Yoke technique. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll stop here, and we will discuss some other topic in the next class. Thank you.